Hey, it's Matt.
And Tiffany.
And we're here to talk about some important real estate topics. So we're going to talk about areas where people are struggling on the exam.
Mm-hmm.
And our first topic here is?
It is first substantial contact versus initial contact.
Okay, so I can see where people can get confused there. And in fact, I think some of my students will refer to it as first initial contact. And I don't know about you, but I'm like, stop, wait a minute. We can't, we can't, you don't want to mix those two things up. Mm-hmm. And especially, if people are having a problem answering questions on the test related to it.
Right.
So how do you remember first substantial contact?
Okay, that's an excellent question. So we want to talk about the difference between the two. First substantial contact is the first time the contact turns into personal or confidential information.
Okay, so if I wanted to clarify just a little bit, because I'm a better instructor, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, so first substantial contact, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with a licensee to the consumer. Mm-hmm. So first substantial contact is purely the agent disclosing the working with real estate agents brochure, the trigger for disclosing the working with real estate agents brochure, so we can Mirandize our potential client here.
Right.
And so this is just an explanation of the different types of agency and the services that we can provide. Mm-hmm. When I see initial contact, what's that? Your phone's going off? What's that? So that means I get donuts? Is that what you're saying? Okay, good. Yeah. Well, we're gonna go through. We all know that it's rude to leave your phone on, and I just want to confirm that mine's not going off.
And oh, by the way, my rule is that you have to dance the Macarena in class.
Does that mean you have to do that right now?
It's time to do it right now.
Okay. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay. So first substantial contact, agent to consumer. Mm-hmm. Initial contact is agent to, so a buyer's agent, specifically just the buyer. So initial contact is really just talking about the buyer disclosing to the seller or a seller's agent, hey, I'm not on your team. Is that kind of how you take that?
Actually, I usually teach it as any agent disclosing to any party on the other side that they are an agent for their side. Okay. That's the way that I typically teach initial contact. And then first substantial contact is, of course, anytime the conversation goes from the property itself, the actual physical dwelling, to any personal motivations or any financial information, anything that is personal to the individual that you're speaking with.
And anything that's going to weaken that person's bargaining position.
Right.
So we don't want a buyer to, if we represent the seller, we don't want a buyer to be telling us that they're pre-approved for a certain dollar amount, that they need to buy a house right now, that they only have a few days to find a property. Mm-hmm. What we want to kind of highlight, somebody calling and inquiring and saying, I'm thinking about selling my house. Would you consider that to be first substantial contact? I'm in the process of considering.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a really good question. What point does it actually become that first substantial contact? Just that someone is considering selling their house, I don't really think that triggers first substantial contact. What about you? What do you think?
I tend to agree with that. Mm-hmm. I think it would be, it would rise to the level of first substantial contact if the seller is saying, hey, you know what? I need to sell in this time period. I'm behind on my mortgage. Foreclosure notice is going to be coming. Mm-hmm. I'm having to move because I got this amazing job out in California.
Right.
Something along those lines.
As opposed to just I'm thinking or considering
just basic
what's
information.
Happening in the market. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've clarified this. Do you think that that's going to help out?
I think so too. What do you think?
Okay. Well, make sure you guys check out our other videos. And don't forget, we do have the North Carolina Real Estate Comprehensive Review. And all of this information is highlighted in there, along with some practice exams. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on would be exam quality questions. We have the high quality questions, but very detailed explanations and practice problems that can kind of help make sure you understand first substantial contact and initial contact.
Yeah, great. So page 3 and 4 in our book, if you're following along.
Thanks. All right, awesome. Where can they get that book?
They can get it on 3wiseteachers.com.
And if you're not sure, should I put the number or should I write out the word 3? Guess what? It doesn't matter which way you do it.
Do both.
So you can, well, not both at the same time, but you could do one and then the other.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.